Happy Saturday, everyone. I've got a bit of a hoarse throat tonight because I had a wonderful gig in Calvin Old Boys, KOB. Thank you, Marshall, for inviting me back again to that wonderful club, and it really was a brilliant night. And it's amazing. I love playing, on Saturday nights anyway, but you know, in a club like KOB, like Calvin Old Boys, you go there and it's sometimes one weekend could be totally different to the next with regards to the ages of the audience. So one weekend you go there and it could be 90% of a more mature audience, or like tonight it could be the other way around where it's 90% of really young people. And then you go, right, I'm gonna have to dig deep here. There's 10% of the more mature people who still need me to sing, the classics, but there's a younger audience that really needs me to, you know, make sure that I keep them interested, and more importantly to the venue to keep them there. So I mean, it's difficult, but at the same time, if there's anything that I've learned over the years as a singer and as a musician, it's that if you have got good songs, and you play the right classics, even the young people can really get into them, sort of thing. So I mean, I did some dance stuff, but I also did REM and Bryan Adams and Oasis and the Killers, basically everything that everybody could sing along to, and everyone loved it. That no one left. You know, no one left to go to a nightclub. Everybody just stayed on, and actually, one wee guy, he came up to me at the end, wee scarf wrapped around his neck and everything, and he went, John. He says, I'm not sure whether to call you John or Harv, and I'm going, whatever you want to call me, son. That's fine by me. He says, we're friends on Facebook. He says, but I'm really getting a lot out of your vlogs. And I said to him, well, what are you actually getting out of them? Sort of thing. And he says, I'm seeing that there can be a window, to your soul. I said that to mine, and he went, no, to everyone's, because what you're basically doing is representing an awful lot of people, of a certain age group that I'm appreciating, looking at and saying to myself, well, you know what, I have to respect those people. And what he was basically saying was that he's a young guy, he knows that I'm an older guy, much older guy, but he's given me respect, for my views on things, and basically being open about everything, which is the thing that he stressed the most. That when he watches these, maybe not right away, but maybe a couple of days later, he's more open about certain things, because he sees that someone else can actually be, and that's not, he doesn't record himself. This is just in real life, and that's the most important thing. Real life is, it really is the most important thing. So Darrell, listen, thank you so much for letting me know about that, and the very beautiful, yeah. You'll see photographs on my Facebook, of our team up, and I'm gonna be meeting her again. She's just a beautiful wee friend, and it was just a wonderful night all around. Probably because also, tonight was the first gig that I've actually done since I kind of got my meds sort of balanced out. So I was up there, and not up with our high sort of thing, but it was like focused in, and it took everything in my stride, and it's difficult, to say it, but at my age, you think to yourself there's nothing more to learn, but there is. There are many things that you can learn, and even though I do the same thing week in, week out, and I try to vary the songs and stuff, just approaching people with a different attitude is something that I monitor my own sort of capacity to do that, and tonight just everything clicked. I was in a good place. The audience was in a good place. All young, all young girls and guys, and some of them wanted to sing, and so, you know, it's a life as a sort of an exposed singer up there on a little stage sort of thing. But I took it all in my stride, and I was really happy afterwards that that everything went well. Um, and then I got the wonderful news that my niece Jessica, my sister Cheryl's beautiful little daughter, who's not so little anymore, um, driving a lovely wee car and stuff, but she's been working hard at her studies and stuff, and she has been accepted if she wants to further her education towards biomedical sciences. It's or biosciences, medicals, something along those lines. Anyway, um, real high tech stuff. That you really need to have studied hard for, and she obviously did, and the position that she's been offered isn't offered to very many people, and she has been offered it. So Jessica, well done, me love, and your big uncle John, is very, very, very proud of you. So past the intro, when I was coming round by Shaftesbury Square, because where I was singing tonight, KOB, Calvin Old Boys, it's in Sandy Row. It used to be a place called the Wee Buffs. But just round the corner, if you go up towards Sandy Row from the Buffs, there are two bars. On one side is the Royal Bar, on the other side is the Rangers Supporters Club. Turn left at that towards Shaftesbury Square, and there's a magnificent kebab house that's been there for about, I don't know, 35 years or whatever. So driving past it tonight, I kind of remembered a little incident that happened it's 14, 15, 16 years ago or whatever, but which kind of was serious, but at the same time had like a little amusing aspect to it, which most of my sort of ramblings do have. So I was with my ex Bea, and I just done a gig in down around in a bar called the Titanic. But I think it was I can't remember what it was called, but it's down around close to where the Sunflower is. Um, and I'd done a gig. I'd had a couple of pints, went back home, got refreshed, and then obviously this was a Friday night, and Bea, you know, fancied the idea of going out, and so did I. But I mean, we didn't live that far away from the city centre, but I thought to myself, listen, we've got to get into town quickly if we're going to have, the ability to enjoy ourselves and not have to worry about taxis. So I drove in the town. Now at this stage, it's shaken off, the drinks that it had at the gig, and it was perfectly fine. Um, so we went down, and I parked up around about Chicago Pie Pizza Factory, and we went